And someone's planted a big chicken down, John. The
Yeah,
side of LGD's fountain.
the steps distortion makes it look a bit more odd than it should be, but it's a
Yeah.
lovely little spray. You would want to spray it in front of your opponent, so for the maximum mental game value.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, X-Nova just doing what everyone does in my pubs, John. Focusing on their own teammates and just tilting them instead. That's not the way you do it if you want to win games, but it is LGD. I'm sure they can afford to play around with each other here with these chickens.
Yeah. I wonder if they have guild flags. You know, that's not something we've seen players drop yet. Like, surely they have a guild for themselves. It is nice to mark territory as your own, Mike.
It is. Not sure if they do. I'm sure they do. Not showing it right now. That mid matchup between the Necrophos and the Medusa, I don't know how this is going to work out for the Necrophos, I've got to say. Like, Somnus, I'm not saying that he's going to be able to force the Necrophos out, but how do you slow Somnus down in this mid lane with the Necrophos? I just don't see it happening.
It's a tricky one. You have to be very cautious about your spacing, mainly because of that Mystic Snake, but the Necrophos itself is probably not under too severe of a threat. Again, Heartstopper can sustain you quite a fair bit anyway, and as long as you keep finding those last hits, you're pretty fine. Level 1 to 2 is your hardest point. Level 3 is when you kind of have a better time. Somnus should just be pretty okay from the get-go as long as he doesn't cop too many death pulses at level 1.
Even then, how do you get in range for a Death Pulse up against Medusa? Like, it's like Mystic Snake flies out like that. I don't think that SS is going to be willing to get close enough on Somnus to dish out that damage, and I think he'll just probably focus on his own CS. Should just be a very, very even lane between these two as well, right? Because the Necrophos will have that, you know, that instant regen on himself anyway every time he gets a CS. They'll probably just trade farm for quite a while. May as well just have a look at the other lanes where we'll see Chalice up at the top lane with X-Nova. You have the Beastmaster there with the Batrider playing up against that Ember, which in theory shouldn't actually be a very, very easy lane for that Batrider. And also, John, is this a pos 4 Beastmaster?
It does look that way. I'm a level 1 Inner Beast of all
Wow.
things. Never seen that one before, and Moriarty, well,
Probably
trying
dead.
to get things chased down here. Yeah.
No, he's dead.
Yep.
He's definitely
Oh,
gone.
yeah, no.
X-Nova, yeah, he got the block off. Chalice, he gets the first blood for the side of LGD, and I don't want to say I've never seen position 4 Beastmaster, because I feel like I've seen it once, like years ago. I don't know if
Inner
it did
Beast,
very
though?
well. Yeah, I don't.
Inner Beast level 1. Like, your lane partner is a Batrider.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well.
Bot lane, old
yeah.
11. He finds Dodo now on the Shadow Demon. Yeah, I've seen it once, I'm pretty sure, and it did not work out that time. And yeah, with Inner Beast and now Axes up, I don't really know what you're going to be able to do up against Chalice. Like, I thought with the Sticky Napalm spam, they'd be able to, you know, really slow Chalice down quite a lot. Which they probably will, but what's the point of the pos 4 Beastmaster?
I guess on paper you don't need too much farm. I mean, if you are just focused on roar rather than the push potential, you really just need maybe a blink down the line, but not as much investment. Like the Batrider can certainly build up, and you want a fast blink, 4-staff travels. You can invest a bit better in that hero, then transition towards the beast as the game goes on.
Bot lane, FY, they're really trying to focus down this Wyvern. Old 11 just keep making sure FY remains safe on that Winter Wyvern, and will be the case. FY in a very all-chatty mood today as well, apparently. Been spamming it a little bit. Good to see FY in a good mood.
Yeah. Like the bot lane isn't going too bad for LGD. Again, they found that kill. They are somewhat keeping that troll in check. Like Old 11 isn't too far behind, and Gao has been forced to really help his support in that aggression. So there's not too much kill potential with a troll Shadow Demon as well. which does give LGD a bit of a better time in terms of just being straight up more aggressive.
Well, top lane, Firefly expended trying to make a play onto, I believe it was Chalice, but he just is perfectly fine with that. X-Nova was around, of course, just using that impetus to force them back, and this off lane of Longinus not really doing too much. Not yet, anyway. They are trying. It is hard as well, right? Like, you got that Firefly sticky napalm, but the problem is the Ember's going to have Flame Guard available, and he will be able to block a significant amount of that magic damage out. Even with the axes as well, like, they're magical damage now, so Chalice should just be able to avoid most of the damage coming in anyway.
Yeah, it's really not the best of times. Like, even now, a Batrider's all out of mana. Like, has to expend Mango, but you tend to see Batriders at this point look for a reset. As a Cordo, you can't afford to reset. So he's just gonna... He ferries out Clarities. He's got some of that, but how long those will go off for is a different question if you want to stay in that lane.
Yeah, you're just kind of stuck here now. Because looking back to that mid lane, it is very, very even. 21 to 21 in terms of last hits. Which is really to be expected. Again, neither one can really apply so much pressure on the other. But it does feel like it favors Somnus more, right? Like, he's the one who really wants that farm anyway. Of course, SS does as well on the Necrophos, but you get my point. And while that was happening, bot lane, Dodo does go down on the Shadow Demon once again to Old 11. But you get my point with the Medusa, right? Like, the Necrophos, although it enjoys the farm, isn't going to be able to do quite as much as the Medusa will be able to.
Yeah, like, it is still a good start for Somnus. I think the key thing is when your Necrophos does get a start like this, which is fairly even, you want to use that early start fast, because Necrophos with decent farm at 10 minutes in is kind of has stronger presence than Medusa. Like, Medusa likes that farm, but all she'll do with that is farm some more. So you need to be active with the Necrophos to make it matter.
Bot lane, they try to go onto FY again. He just kind of kites them out, and now Piao is taking a lot of damage. You can't underestimate that Cinderbrew damage either from Old 11. It does do a hell of a lot. So Piao just finding out the hard way that they really just can't kill off this Wyvern. Unfortunately for him, he lost more HP than FY did.
Yeah, it's not the best of trades for Longinus. As they invest in here. Oh.
Yeah, the Pos 4 Beastmaster not really working out too well so far. He does go down, and looks like he was trying to soak some XP in that off lane while the Batrider was going back to the fountain for a reset. Unfortunately, he will lose his life in the meantime, and well, that's going to make it an 0-4 for LGD. They haven't dropped one death yet.
Yeah, it's not a massive lead in terms of net worth, but you are starting to see certain things pop out. Very early earn on Old 11 means that it's going to be much harder to run away once they find a charge. Old 11 should be able to apply a lot more damage there as well.
I mean, they just forced Piao back to the fountain. He's going to make the Walk of Shame back up. He actually had a courier with a salve on the way, but just felt like he needed a TP to survive that. But if this keeps up, they're going to really start losing quite a bit of an advantage in terms of net worth. And, well, right now, top lane, Chalice, he does get lassoed. This could be a pretty big kill, but Chalice will be able to run away. And there are 7 sticky napalm charges on him, but it won't matter. He'll TP to the fountain, get a reset, and remnant back.
Yeah, I mean, I get why you're kind of forced to do that, just to maybe try to go for a Gambit kill or force some spell usage, but that's the first lasso. It's not going to be up.
Well, they do end up finding Old 11 bot lane, so first kill for Longinus now on the board. Dodo the one to pick that up with the Shadow Poison. It's a bit of good news here for Longinus. They were on a bit of a dry spell with kills anyway, so good news for them.
Yeah, it helps out a bit. It doesn't quite bounce back Piao. He is still behind Old 11 in terms of farm, so he would have liked to get the last hit instead, but you take what you can get. The biggest thing right now for Longinus is, as we approach the 10-minute mark, none of their heroes are ready to really rotate on the Dusa. So, with that bit of early lead LGD has in terms of momentum, Somnus should have secured himself really free space in the jungle to just keep farming.
I mean, he's got the 3 Wraith Bands up on the Medusa now. He's already going to be hard enough to kill as it is, and Old 11 is just kind of rotating with Chalice. They're going straight on that Necrophos. X-Nova even showing up, and they just collapse on mid. And it's actually going to work out. Nobody's TPing.
Ooh.
I think you may have been... No, everyone really had a TP, just nobody felt confident enough to help. And with that, LGD are just going to confidently take a tier 1 mid tower with 0 contention.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything they could really do in that point, though. Like, you want Piao to just farm. He has nothing. He's still saving up for phase boots. You just use that space to farm up. You sack your Necrophos. You lose the mid tier 1. That hurts a lot more. So you don't have an access point there. You don't have the best of ways to access the jungle that LGD wants. And even LGD, their wards are much less defensive, much more offensive. They've warded the entire triangle in the mid lane of Longinus. So you don't really have a safe spot there. LGD just has your number.
Oh, mid lane, X-Nova, he's just roaming around the map now. SS, he's been spotted out again. Does have that Ghost Shroud available. Piao, meanwhile, does find FY down at the bot lane, but that was a 3-hero rotation. They may lose their Necrophos in the process, and that's not going to be worth the time. They will. Somnus, the one to pick it up on the Medusa, and now Dodo has been caught out. And Dono probably going to die here. There's really no surviving this as the Shadow Demon. In fact, they're bringing more in. The Batrider has to be careful about his positioning. Somnus just going to farm up some neutral items while he's there. Let's find a poor man's shield. Old 11 has to go back and pick it up for the team. Somnus just left it on the ground. X-Nova may die to the troll and does so. Piao, he does pick up another kill on that troll warlord. That'll make it a 3-7. But it's quite concerning that you've lost that mid-tier 1 tower so early if you're Longinus. And Chalice, look how confident this man is. He's just running straight in. He didn't get the chains off though, which is a bit of a... Well, it's a bit of a shame for Chalice, but he won't mind. It's fine. They're still getting all the farm in the world.
Yeah, it's Longinus really needs to... I'd say they need to go back and play safe. There's just no safe spot. Again, look at the wards LGD has. They need to play around the top jungle if they want to find some farm, but they haven't even taken that tier 1. So the map has completely shrunk. Longinus, they probably just need to collapse on top, take the tier 1 top, and play in that jungle area, because you can't play in your own jungle.
Oh, LGD just choking them out now. Like, Piao is getting chased down by X-Nova. It's never good news when the position 5 is forcing your POS 1, who's 3 levels ahead, to go back. It's X-Nova's just, he's just going to control this Radiant jungle very, very nicely now. And Longinus, well, they've kind of got to play the catch-up game. Top lane, Great Winter's Curse there from FY, and that's going to mean the Beastmaster's just dead. Old 11 now going to rotate as well, and the Batrider really probably has no way out of this. LGD just being careful in case there are rotations. There'll be a lasso on FY. This should be a trade as FY does go down, and now Piao does come in on the troll. He'll try to go after Old 11, gets a nice and snare off, and should be able to secure the kill with the Battle Trance. However, they have lost the bat. Chalice, what can you do up against 3 heroes? Not much if you get Reaper's Scythe, and he will go down. And that actually ends up being a good team fight for the side of Longinus.
Yeah, they've managed to punish LGD, forcing out that movement while they didn't have the Primal Split. They didn't have it available, and he was trying to buy enough time. He was about 10 seconds off when he died, and Longinus gets some good punishment out. They take that top tier 1, so now they do have space on the map to kind of farm up. This does give Longinus a bit of a way back in. They haven't corrected the net worth disadvantage they have, but they do have an opportunity to at least get farm in Piao now.
It's going to be very, very important as well. Piao, he's trying to rush that Maelstrom build on the troll, and I mean, we kind of talked about the build as well earlier on. Would he go for a Diffusal build here on the troll warlord up against that Deucer? And the answer is so far no. Piao get chased down, getting that Cinder Brew really keeping him quite down, and just nowhere to go. He's just going to try and fight back now. Does eventually die. And just getting caught out of position there. Like, I guess he just feels like there's nowhere to farm, so he has to take the hard farm. That's not generally what you want, though, if you're the POS 1.
Yeah, but he really has no space. Again, bot lane has been, or was completely warded up by LGD. The top jungle's probably your safest bet. If you take that outpost, it just becomes a little bit easier as well. Although LGD feeling confident, are smoked up.
SS gonna get caught out here though. You have the Beastmaster with Roar around, so LGD may feel a bit pressured not to fight. And Old 11 was already preemptively committing the split in case he had to. That's the one real thing you worry about, right? If you are LGD, just don't get caught by that Beastmaster Roar if you're Old 11. As long as that doesn't happen, the chances of losing the team fight are pretty slim right now for LGD. And Old 11 is still trying to find a way onto that high ground right now. LGD still want to fight. They don't really mind having the Medusa draft. They just feel very, very confident.
Yeah.
Down in the bot lane.
They've got the Aether Lens on FY, so it's so much easier to catch someone with that Winter's Curse. Longness has to be pretty careful with how far they go out in the lane.
They just can't. Even if you made a jump on Somnus, he's got the Stone Gaze. It's just an incredibly hard team fight to take, and not to mention Somnus is level 13. You compare that currently to the level 11 of the Necrophos in top lane.
Piao.
FY just goes for a solo Winter's Curse right now into Piao. Rotations are coming in from Chalice. Piao will try to fight back, but a Cold Embrace is going to save the day for FY for now. But now Chalice doesn't really want to take this fight any longer. There will be a roar out on Old 11. Chalice, he might actually die, and he does. Old 11, he finally gets a split off. But he doesn't really do much damage by himself. I think he may just need to leave. X-Nova, he comes in. Yeah, they just... Losing FY and Chalice like that just means you can't go any further.
Yeah, but they still take out Longinus's win condition. You know, they force out the troll. Not quite done yet, though.
Let's get Reaper's Sight. That's enough for Old 11 to go back in now. Somnus does eventually TP up on the Deucer. Looks like they're just going to get back to farming. Just maybe a bit of a misplay there from LGD. Can't be feeling too good about that.
They did kind of stream in a bit disjointedly. Like, that's a very early Winter's Curse from FY. Went straight for it without waiting for the backup to really be there. And that does kind of cost them. But again, LGD is hunting down the win condition of Longinus. It is on the troll. There is no one else that can scale as nicely. Like, Necrophos has a timer. I would argue SS has kind of hit that timer. 16 minutes in, you haven't had the best of farm, and further farm is just really going into durability. LGD knows that. They still are buying space for Somnus. They need to play aggressive. They haven't sacrificed their Medusa. Their trades have been wonky, but in the end, you know, you're getting so much farm on Somnus, you don't really mind.
That is very true, actually. Like, Somnus is just having a great old time already at the Manta. Going straight into that Eye of Skadi next.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And LGD, well, like you said, they just want to keep fighting right now. Just keep buying the space for Somnus. They do invade that Radiant Triangle, but find nobody walking up the cliff. And, well, they'll take the top tier 1 tower. Meanwhile, their mid tier 1 will start being pushed in. But they will come in to defend this.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
There are some heroes wrapping from the back as well. FY can look for a nice Winter's Curse. Of course, Old 11 will have the split up in about 7 seconds. They are going to start making the chase onto Dodo now, just try and slow him down. Grain chains out from Chalice. He caught the Bat Rider as well. Old 11 now does commit the split. A Curse in the background, just controlling up that Troll Warlord. So Dodo will finally die. Now the Stone Gaze as well. It does get the Necrophos just before the TP ended. And that'll mean Piao probably will die, but maybe he'll find FY before he does. And he does get him, even through the Cold Embrace. But it won't matter. It'll be a 3-for-1 trade. And now LGD, they can just keep capitalizing on this map.
Yeah, you're at the point where Somnus is ready to just fight. Like, even if he only has basically a Manta, he's ready to go. He joins in with his team. They manage to find the kills. Again, they keep killing off Longinus's win condition. Like, the Troll is still not finding anything. He does have that Maelstrom that we saw in effect earlier, but he's going straight for a Yasha into a BKB. So there's nothing that will melt Somnus at all. No diffusal to take away from that shield. It just makes it harder to even think about jumping that Medusa.
It really does seem like they haven't really figured out what they're going to do about that yet.
Radiant's top tower
I mean, the
is
Maelstrom
under
can do work, but it's, you know, Maelstrom already got nerfed a bit ago, and it's not going to be enough. Like, we don't even have to, no need to pretend. The Medusa is just going to be way too tanky. And of course, once you get that level 25 talent as well, depending on what Somnus feels like he needs, he may actually just go for the split shot modifiers, because he has an Eye of Skadi up so early. It's like, why not? I don't even know if he's going to need that extra mana.
Yeah, it's I reckon not. Again, there's just no way they're gonna burn through it. There are a couple of tools now for Longinus though. Like they've got the blink on their Batrider, so there is an opportunity to jump in and maybe find a good lasso target. The issue is you don't really have anyone to follow up with you. You don't have highly mobile heroes in this game, and you don't really have a Force Staff yet.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They gotta try though. That's the thing, right? Like you can't drag out this game not up against a Medusa. And LGD of course know
Moriarty?
this. Yeah, he's trying to take the outpost back before that 20-minute mark, but FY will say no. You are cursed, sir. He will die. Up at the top lane, Piao gonna find Old 11 trying to take a bounty rune, and actually Old 11 does manage to take it away. Piao just trying to actually just fight here, but Old 11 continues to slow him down, so the battle trance will be popped, but there is the primal split to come out. And he denies off that other bounty from the Necrophos while he's there. Just being very, very disruptive on this Brewmaster.
Yeah, it's that gold is so important now for Longinus. Even though it's it's just a bounty in most games at 20 minutes, you don't really think about it as much, but they're so far behind at 20 minutes in that you really would feel that 80 gold per hero. It's just so important, and not even having that really hurts Longinus. Although they do smoke up, they want to play around his blink.
It seems important to do so. Even if you find X-Nova, it's just something. You don't really want to commit the lasso for this, so they're going to try not to, but Old 11 shows himself again. X-Nova still surviving with those double braces, and he doesn't really just walk out, does he? He does.
No.
For now, at least he does, and now the Roar comes out, but it does nothing. Dono also going down, and the Batrider going to be in huge trouble. They will lose him as well. I thought they would just commit the lasso, just get an early kill and back off. But, they wanted to secure another kill after X-Nova, and, well, now they don't find anything.
Yeah, they're gonna lose out on the Roche as well. Yeah, they don't really have a way of fighting inside without the Roar. I mean, that's a massive loss for Longinus. Like, yeah, they're pressured to find these kills. They should have used that lasso. They really should have. At least X-Nova is still a kill. It's not a big kill, but they would have actually found it, and they don't get anything for the trouble. They lose out in the Roche. They still are trying to play that farming game. Like, you look at Piao, does have the Ogre Axe up. Still a long way away from that BKB. And even then, with that BKB, you're still going to be susceptible to that Stone Gaze. So even then, it's not going to be a great time. And you look at Somnus. Immediately after the Skadi, straight into the Divine. He's not playing around.
That's what we like to see, John. No messing around from Somnus, just straight Divine plays.
Dire's bottom tower has
I imagine, just judging by the pace of his farming, it won't take too long. Chalice actually going to be in a bit of trouble, and yeah, he gets lassoed up top lane and will die.
attack.
Nice play from the Batrider, and immediately the tips come out, even from X-Nova, giving the tip over to Chalice. Meanwhile, mid lane, that was a great Winter's Curse that was set up there for the Stone Gaze of Somnus, and they will be able to secure one. Should be two here onto SS as well, and they do get it FY with the double now. In fact, they won a third, so why not? Just go after that Beastmaster who's currently just flying in the air.
Radiant structures are
Be a nice, easy kill for Somnus.
structures.
And that'll be a tier 2 mid tower to go down as well.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's they're trying their best here, Longinus. Like, they just have Piao kind of split pushing. It's the best they can do, because they can't really commit to the fight. They will probably have to take a lot of damage on this tier 3, if not lose it outright, though.
Top tower
I mean, again, you're not going to be dealing with the 2 lives of Somnus anytime soon.
No, you are not. Somnus is happily going to take the tier 3. Doesn't have much mana, but I don't think he minds. You do on the brighter side have Aurora available in that Beastmaster, but oh, Chalice almost finds the Batrider up top trying to get that revenge. Another tip to come out onto Chalice. Poor old Chalice, just probably wondering what he's done wrong today to deserve this. They are still going to fight the mid-racks regardless, so LGD, they'll be happy, they'll walk out of there.
Has fallen.
They're not really able to get much done because the tier 2s are still up, so that's a bit of a blessing for Longinus. Like, they're not going to be bleeding too hard just yet, but it's still a very uphill climb right now for Longinus. Like, they have a lot of catching up to do. You look at the farm that's coming out on LGD, Chalice is saving up for his Ags. You know, he's still about 2 parts away in terms of gold there, so still a bit of a build-up, but once that's up, it's going to be so much harder to keep that Ember on lockdown. You look at Somnus, he switched out from the Divine, is going for the Butterfly. So he wanted to play it safe, not willing to risk it with 1 Divine drop, and that's fair enough. Not as fun, but it is a bit of a safer play here for LGD.
The thing is, I don't think he needs a Divine. I don't think he needs a Butterfly. I think he could walk high ground right now and take Mega Creeps if he really wanted to. No, quite honestly, though, with the Aegis, it's just... They've got no way to get through his HP and mana.
No, they really don't. And a nice little play from Chalice. He was force-feeding Somnus some mangoes to get his mana back up. There you go.
Classic support
All
play from
mana up.
Chalice.
Yep. Just shove those mangoes in, insert in the slot, and your core is happy.
Excellent. Chalice going to jump into the back lines, gets a nice chains off. But they won't die for it. Now a lasso. Everyone just jumping on Chalice. He'll be fine though. Somnus does pop the Stone Gaze. Now the Batrider forced to BKB. And now Roar and Disruption at the same time.
No.
Yeah, so Somnus essentially has that stun purged off for himself, and now the curse there from FY to set up. They will jump in. Old 11, a huge stun. They do eventually get the Reaper Scythe, but it's not going to matter. In fact, Piao just trying to run away. He is so slow right now. He will pop the Battle Trance, and they will be able to get the Aegis. That's one positive. LGD backing off, actually, so they may have a chance of getting Somnus here, but here comes Chalice, ready to protect his teammate. Still, they're just whacking away here. Somnus trying to fight back. There's the Cold Embrace, but he is out of mana, and the rest of LGD, they've kind of just left him. So Somnus will actually die, and that is going to be a lot of gold and XP going in the way of Longinus. That wasn't something I was expecting, but there it is.
Yeah, that did cost them all their buybacks, but that is still a successful defense for Longinus. They have kept their high ground down bot safe, giving themselves a few more minutes to breathe, and LGD have to be a bit careful. You can't afford to keep bleeding kills away like that to Longinus. You are starting to see the troll really kick in. The BKB is pretty effective, especially when the Stone Gaze is already committed. So you have to watch out for when you do pop that spell. And you do have to be careful with Chalice. That was down to the fact that Chalice did get lassoed. They were forced to use that Stone Gaze earlier on when no one was really even attacking the Medusa. So a bit of a wasted spell use there from LGD, and just got to tighten up that execution just a bit.
Yeah, old 11 just kind of roaming around the bot lane, does see Dodo and throws out the Cinder Brew again. No, it does disrupt, but it's probably going to be a death for him anyway, as Old 11 doesn't care. He just pops the Primal Split and gets the kill. X-Nova now trying to fight with this Batrider, and I think the Batrider may have gone too far, but he does get his BKB off and tries to go for the lasso, but a curse is there from FY. It won't save X-Nova. And, well, actually a nice blink away from that Bat, but there'll be remnants there from Chalice, and they will secure the kill. Easy stuff for LGD.
Yeah, they did throw out the Stone Gaze as well in Somnus, though, so they're not going to have that tool for about a minute. And I'd say that's a minute where LGD shouldn't really force a big fight, but they've got more bodies to throw out anyway, if that is the case. So still a numbers advantage there. Longinus, with his downtime, is trying to farm up. Like, Piao is saving up for the Satanic, does have the full SNY and the BKB, of course. So with a Satanic, it's going to be easier for him to try to sustain. It's not going to be as effective, because Somnus already had the Scotty. You've already got the Spirit Vessel earlier from Old 11, so it's not going to be the best for the troll, but he still needs it. You know, it's like you just want to be able to stand in man fight and the Satanic will kind of enable that.
The Butterfly now up on Somnus, though. This thing's a little bit harder for Longinus. I don't know if they're going to have enough time to farm up that Satanic. So, I know he needs it. But LGD, they're looking to go high ground again. They have the Stone Gaze. They have the Primal Split in about 30 seconds. Might be a bit early for LGD to try this, but they definitely want to give it a shot, it seems.
Under attack.
Chalice does TP his way to the outpost. Curse,
Ooh.
FY, just jumping in. Nice disruption will be there from Dodo, but Old 11 just follows up with the Cinder Brew once again. Now the Stone Gaze as well. They will actually Cold Embrace up Old 11 in the middle of all this, but he will be fine. Now Piao does pop the BKB, trying to go on to Somnus. Lasso is there on Chalice as well. Reaper's Scythe will secure the Chalice kill, but Piao just can't get through the Medusa HP, or maybe he can. He does get onto X-Nova now. Cold Embrace on X-Nova, and Piao, without that Battle Trance, will not survive. And now SS trying to Ghost Shroud away, but he really just couldn't move in the Ghost Shroud as he was stunned up. And he is eventually just going to die. And even Dodo trying to go for a disruption there to maybe find X-Nova, who does actually die to the illusions. But it will cost him his own life. No buybacks on any of those heroes, and the only one left is the Batrider, who did manage to get FY on the Wyvern while they were taking out Dodo. But you're going to lose another Rax here if you are Longinus.
Yeah, I mean, they still do find a couple of nice kills. It's not enough to really stem the tide. And, I mean, there's only so much you can expect a solo bat to do here.
Under attack.
He's
That
trying
repair kit is
to...
annoying.
He is going to be frustrating with the sticky napalm. The repair kit is going to be frustrating as well. Somnus will get through it. It's
Yeah,
going to
it's,
take a while.
It's been so long, too, that Stone Gaze is back up for Somnus. So you can't even commit with a respawn. And LGD, when their own heroes are back up, they could just go again.
They don't even need to go again straight away. The Roshan's up very, very soon.
Ah, that's true.
Somnus
go Rosh.
Yeah. Somnus might just say, hey, let's go claim the Roshan. He's also sitting at 3.3k gold right now on that Medusa. And finds a Paladin Sword. Okay, well that's not... That's
standard.
unnecessary.
It's standard, though. We see this all the time.
Radiant are scared.
You're already ahead? Sure, here. Have this level 3, tier 3 Paladin Sword for you. Yeah, perfect.
X-Nova getting lassoed up again. But Remnants in from Chalice. They do also commit the
Oh,
Roar in X-Nova, but that is not going to help their cause. Winter's Curse,
Oh.
again, just so perfect from FY. Onto the Necrophos, and now they'll get started. On to Dodo on that Shadow Demon. They do burst down the Beastmaster, but Somnus' Courier of all things ends up going down. Now Dodo ends up losing his life. They are also going to lose the Necrophos, but Piao trying to man-fight with that Battle Trance again. Does he actually get anything off here? Not quite. They had a Heaven's Halberd. So Piao dies, and, well, a Reaper's Scythe will secure
Ooh.
Chalice on the Ember. That's good news, but you're still going to lose that Necrophos, and they also end up getting FY. That's quite nice. The Batrider should be able to fly out of there. I guess this may actually delay things in terms of a Roshan. In fact, never mind. They are making their way to the Roshan
Yeah.
pit.
And once more, Mike, Somnus queuing up the Divine. Just wants it done. He's tired.
It was a bit of a struggle on that high ground. I can't blame him too much. Might feel like he's lacking some damage here. And he's going to have it very, very soon. He's made a slot for the Aegis, but I'm sure he'll just get rid of his wand. Nothing like a Divine. In fact, he even takes the cheese for himself. Taking everything, Somnus.
Yeah, he's the big guy in the team right now. And like, you look at Chalice, you look at Old 11, they're actually behind in terms of net worth to the Batrider and the Troll. So it really is the Somnus show here. A lot of that lead is just on the Medusa. You might as well keep him as protected as possible.
Yeah, Somnus. He's huge. You think he buys the Divine out, like, now with the Aegis, or do you think he just keeps the gold just in case? Like, it kind of seems like he's just going to buy it, but...
Yeah. I don't think he'll save. Not when he has the Aegis cheese. You don't really have anything to stop the cheese from being effective. You don't have a Spirit Vessel on. So, yeah, just there it is. There, it's there. Divine's
Okay.
up.
Perfect.
There you go. Yeah,
Radiant's
better.
That's it.
top tower is under
that's all they want. You have the split shot modifiers as well. So,
Oh, nice.
ooh, Scotty all over the place.
And those towers, they're going to really start melding now to Somnus.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, well, you got the Aegis, you got all your heroes up, and you've got every ultimate you could ask for. It is time for another high ground attempt for LGD. And X-Nova giving the Seb. Very, very nice.
Oh,
Do jump in the Batrider again, trying to find FY. Looks like he does get cursed up, so FY just forced to commit that curse, but they are going to be able to secure the Batrider kill. He does BKB and just walk away here, but Chalice is on the case. And without Firefly, it is very, very hard to get away. That's the Batrider dead with no buyback available.
yeah. The biggest thing Longness has been doing is Dodo's illusion spam has been super annoying, although...
Dodo. Primal Split going to be cancelled there from Old 11. They do secure the kill on that Shadow Demon. And there's the GG
Yeah.
call. I mean, they just understood. They can't actually contest any further with that Divine. And that's it.
Yeah. Nah. It was a good effort. There were a couple of things coming out from Longness that was actually